The next one, I am going to just read the whole article to you, which it's a little bit long, and I want you to like do that thing where you jump. We're doing a response video where I'm the article and you respond to me.
Sure, why not? Let's do this. Classic, iconic atheist content. Let's go.
But I also, it's me. I couldn't. We will get to a point where I have a bunch of stats that I looked up. So, too far down. The DSA is a gift to MAGA.
How? We keep winning shit.
Well, that's the problem, you see, Cirrus. We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there? Okay. Okay.
Should those of us who want to defeat the proto-fascists in charge of the Republican Party be worried about a few blue districts that have recently indulged in their ids and voted for members of the Democratic Socialists of America? Yes. If their victories become a trend, it could sabotage the Democratic Party.
How? We're winning. Wait, is this written by hold on. Who's the author?
This is Mona Charon. She's written some other pretty nasty hot takes. Okay. I forget what they are.
Okay.
This is not a Fox article. This is the Bulwark.
Yeah, I was about to say, this sounds like it's coming from a liberal perspective.
It's the Bulwark, which is not amazing. In a way, Democrats should be grateful to Trump. In the past 18 months, he's done all he can to alienate the swing voters who boosted him to victory in 2024. Young voters, black men, and Hispanics are particularly disappointed.
This is the kind of person that only views fucking politics as a sports game. That's what this is. That's what the fuck this is.
My team has to win. This is, or should be, a rare moment of hope for the opposition. Yet it's almost as if a subset of Democratic primary voters rubbed their hands together and asked, what can we do to improve the GOP's prospects? Let's vote for Democratic Socialist candidates like Claire Valdez, Daria Liza Avila Chevalier, Malat Quiros, and Janesse Lewis George.
But if we keep on getting DSA members in, then we shift the Overton window further to the left. And if we shift the Overton window further to the left, we make it so that Democrats are more likely to vote for left-wing politicians in the future. We also make it to where if Republicans start seeing that actually is doing well, then the Republicans have to actually sell themselves to a largely more left-wing Republican base. And if they're having to sell themselves to a more left-wing Republican base, then like we're in the clear. We're very in the clear. What the fuck are you talking about?
There was a time when Social Security was denigrated as being basically communism. But now even Republicans are like, no, we got to keep the Social Security around. I mean, the ones in charge are like taking steps to gut it, but the people that are voting for them all insist that they won't do that.
Jessa says the Bulwark are anti-MAGA Republicans. Is that what I'll find if I look at the bias check? Like, I'm not doubting you.
I mean, look it up. I don't read the Bulwark. I know the person who wrote this article has written some other centrist hot garbage.
Media bias fact check on the Bulwark. Okay, I clicked you. Please go. No, actually, you're right. They are right center. They are right center.
There you go.
They are considered to be more like factually aligned than places like Fox News, but they are very much right center. Nope, you were right.
The primary voters who chose the candidates have done the Republicans a huge favor. 6 months ago, Republicans had almost nothing to run on. Now, instead of attempting to explain high prices, a terrible war, an immigration crackdown that has shocked the conscience and corruption beyond anything in American history, Republican candidates can and will put these DSA candidates in the front window as emblematic of the communist turn the Democrats are taking.
But they're not communists. That's not what the word socialist means.
The Republicans would also be calling Democrats communists. Like, they called Biden a communist, for fuck's sake.
Like, if they're going to call you a communist no matter what you do, then you might as well just fucking talk about means of production at this point. Like, I don't... Like, I'm sorry, but if there's no way that we can get your brain to function, then the least we can do is get something out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they're gonna call you communist anyway, so you may as well, what you said, may as well actually get something out of it.
Yeah.
I love this next sentence. When one party has gone mad, it's understandable that some in the other party feel radicalized too. So the reason we want universal health care is because MAGA is insane. Never mind that all the people voting MAGA would also get healthcare under universal healthcare.
Yeah, we don't want MAGA to not get healthcare. We want everybody to have it. That includes the MAGA people, because they are, contrary to popular belief, people.
You sure about that?
I mean, I believe they are.
Okay. I believe they are on principle. I'm not too sure emotionally.
I can understand where you're coming from. I can. But I believe that they are people and they deserve the rights of people just fine.
They're philosophical zombies. They just appear to be.
That's not. Nope. We are not doing that. They are not pea zombies.
Trump is a pea zombie.
Maybe in his fetishes. I don't know.
Yeah, because he's a zombie acting on Putin's behalf because of the pea tapes. Okay, for the record, I don't actually believe that, because at this point, doesn't matter what scandal comes out. So I don't believe that anyone has anything on Donald Trump that he is scared of coming out publicly. Like, it's already public knowledge that he's a fucking pedophile.
And he didn't give a shit about that.
Like, I don't think he likes being peed on is going to do any harm at this point.
Look, when you're a celebrity, they'll give you any kind of shower you want, even a golden shower.
Anyway. Okay, so when one party has gone mad, it's understandable that some of the other party feel radicalized too, but that's a trap. In the first place, the GOP's idiocy opens an opportunity to win back some of the moderates that Democrats have recently lost. But by embracing ideas that are on the fringes of American public opinion, Democrats risk further alienating swing voters.
No, okay, so we don't need to be appealing to moderates. I'm sorry, but moderates are going to die. Like, and I'm not saying that in any uncertain terms. I'm saying that, like, statistically, the older you are, the more moderate you are. The moderates, it's like trying to make a new newspaper industry. Why the fuck would I make you guys the people that I give a shit about when statistically, by the time we get to an election, half of you are going to be dying and a catheter's going to be stuck in you? Why the fuck would I care?
Yeah, but also the main issues that I hear being decried as socialist are things that, when you look at the actual polling on them, are incredibly popular among Americans, including Republicans. Like, all y'all want healthcare. All y'all want Social Security. All y'all, what else is there? I'm blanking on the other thing that is the big thing.
Social Security, healthcare, retirement? Like, we want retirement not to go past 65?
Sure. That's not what I was thinking of. I forget what it was, but yeah, no, there's like there are so many policies that are socialist policies essentially, but are way like radically popular. Spoonbill of Adam says, fun fact, Avi Lewis actually said something like, they'll call you a socialist regardless, so why not embrace the label? Go Team Orange. I'm just going to clarify there that Team Orange, I don't know if Adam is Canadian, but I'm assuming that you are based on that, because the NDP in Canada, their color is orange, and they're kind of, I've said this on stream before, they're the party that the Democratic Socialists would belong to if they were Canadian. Like so like we have the Liberal Party, and then the NDP are more left-wing. But yeah, when you say go Team Orange, everybody immediately thinks of Trump.
Yeah, because of the spray tan.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest, I think that as somebody who has friends who have favorite colors, I'm very sorry for them at this point. Like that's where I'm at in my life, in my personal journey. I'm sorry for friends that have personal favorite colors that happen to be orange at this stage.
Yeah. And here we go. Democrats don't have the same luxury as Republicans to indulge in extreme ideas like healthcare.
Like healthcare? Did they literally write like healthcare?
I added like healthcare.
Okay. Because I can't read shit on this.
I know that's the kind of thing that they are talking about, but that was my own editorializing. So they don't have the same luxury as Republicans to indulge in extreme ideas because the baseline political environment is moderately conservative. Gallup found in January that 35% of Americans call themselves conservative, 33% moderate, and 28% liberal.
That does not mean that most people are moderately conservative. That's not what those words mean. When you put them in that order, that's not what they mean.
Spoonbill of Adam clarified that yes, they are Canadian, and orange means NDP. There we go. So Gallup found in January that 35% of Americans call themselves conservatives, 33% moderate, 28% liberal. Most Democrats recognize this balance. Oh, Israel, that was the other big issue.
Oh, yeah,
That's not really... it was slipping my mind because that's not really a socialism thing. That's just a I don't want to be on the side that's committing genocide thing.
Yeah.
And most Americans are against Israel. But the establishment Dems get a lot of their money from AIPAC.
Yep.
So they pretend that it's an extreme position to not want to commit genocide.
I think genocide's bad, actually.
Me too. Condemn Hamas, Cyrus, come on.
Yeah, no, I condemn hummus, especially that weird shit that, like, is way too creamy, and you know that they didn't use actual chickpeas.
The hummus that they served at BajaCon last year was atrocious. There was not a single spice or herb in that shit. It was just like dry chickpea paste.
Gross.
It was gross. Like we actually sat around the table and had a debate about what that sauce could even possibly be. Like it would make sense that if it was hummus with what they're serving, but it doesn't look like hummus. It doesn't taste like hummus. I think there's chickpeas in it, but like there's no seasoning. So we actually had to like pull someone aside and be like, "Hey, what is that?" And they were like, "Oh, that's hummus." Like, if you say so.
I don't believe you.
So.
Yeah, if that's hummus, my dick is ginormous.
Okay. Finally, in addition to the ideological makeup of the electorate, the Electoral College gives a structural advantage to small states that tend to help the GOP. As a result, Democrats need to win 60% of moderates in order to win presidential elections. Counterpoint, why don't we just not have a system that means that one team has to win a supermajority in order to actually win?
Yeah, just get rid of the Electoral College. Like, I'm sorry, but only time the
maybe that's another radical position, but the radical position is that when the majority of people want a fucking winner, like you shouldn't make it be a second weird vote where some people's votes count more than others. And like,
yeah,
I guess that's a radical position, though.
I mean, everything's a radical position if you're dumb enough.
And then she says, that's the pragmatic case. It's not a very good case. The substantive argument could fill volumes, but let's address a few issues. Responding to the flurry of victories by DSA candidates, some complacent souls ask, what's so bad about socialism? It's working well in Sweden.
But they don't technically have socialism the way that it's understood by literally any political theorist. What?
Stop, Cyrus. You're making her points for her. Because this is what us socialists say. We say, what about Sweden, though?
But I don't say that.
I know, but that's the straw man that she has to set up in order to be able to knock down.
Like, I don't say that because I'm not fucking stupid.
But she says,
I'm a socialist that reads. That's half the fucking problem.
That's a common misconception. Sweden implemented semi-socialist policies in the 1960s, featuring extremely high tax. It actually started in the 1930s. Extremely high taxes, government ownership of key industries, extensive regulation of the economy, and generous welfare benefits.
You seem to be talking a lot about things that Republicans call socialism, regardless of what we tell them.
Mm-hmm. But this isn't how it is anymore. This is what was set up in the 1960s. But growth slowed, wages stagnated, debt accumulated, and in the early 1990s, the country experienced a terrible financial crash. In the short term, it spent as much as 4% of the GDP and even nationalized 2 banks to prevent a financial collapse and save its banking sector. But the long-term reforms that followed focused more on fiscal discipline. Okay. From this framing, what would you say was the cause of that financial crash?
What was the timeline again? What was the year?
So, early 1990s.
Early 1990s.
But just don't think about other stuff. Just with her framing, if you knew nothing else about the situation, what caused this financial crash?
I mean, with her framing, it's socialism overspending. That's what it sounds like.
Do you know what the actual crash was?
What was the actual crash?
It was a housing bubble similar to the one that happened in 2008 in the States.
Ah, cool.
Also, it was not limited to Sweden. It happened in the United States as well.
Ah, so that thing that happened everywhere was uniquely socialism's fault.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is socialism is so powerful that all of its negative effects can be felt across other countries? This surely is a dastardly thing that needs to be solved.
Yeah. So she's got the cause of it wrong. But like, even if she was right, she talks about how like, okay, public. I'll read on this, but this is where I actually start Googling shit. So Johan Norberg has written convincingly of Sweden's post-crisis turn away from government control of markets. That's a new hat. Thank you, Sean. Oh, it's too damn hot for this hat. Fuck.
The rent is too damn high.
You know what? I can still control my thermostat from my phone, as long as the Google overlords allow it. Apparently they've been going through another round of stopping people from being able to do that.
That's weird.
So I can turn my AC down. Anyway, this is what Johan Norberg apparently wrote convincingly of how Sweden got out of this post-crisis thing. Said public spending was reduced and fiscal rules that lowered debt were introduced. Taxes were cut and abolished entirely on wealth, gifts, and inheritances. Business sectors were deregulated, government-owned enterprises privatized, and Social Security reformed. Sweden also became a pioneer in privatizing welfare services, giving citizens the freedom to choose private providers, including for-profit businesses of elder care, healthcare, preschool, and education. Most notably, Sweden introduced a national school voucher system. The private sector now provides around a fifth of all tax-funded welfare services. I mean, if it's tax-funded, is it really private?
Not really.
But anyway, so I looked into a few things, and like, so in this new low-tax system that they've got, they still have universal health care.
Yeah?
Their parental benefits, when you have a baby, 16 months paid. Just 16 months. Now, it's split between the two parents, so you get 8 months each. But if you're a single parent, you get the full 16 months paid off. 70% of the workforce is unionized, and 90% of the workforce is covered by some sort of collective bargaining agreement, and collective bargaining is mediated by the government. Everybody gets 2 weeks of sick leave paid by the company, and then there are government sickness benefits that kick in after that if you're still sick. And if you're unemployed, you get an $800 minimum monthly unemployment benefit. And this is where some of the stuff where like they talk about like, oh yeah, no, they were privatizing the welfare state or whatever. So what I assume that it's similar in all these other things as well, but this is where I actually saw the numbers. So $800 a month, and they gave it in Swedish currency, which I guess is not the euro, it's the SEK, whatever that is. So it translates to roughly $800 US a month for unemployment. That is the minimum. That's the floor. Every Swedish citizen is entitled to that. But when you are employed, you can choose to opt into a private unemployment insurance plan.
I mean,
and so you get your minimum $800, and if you're in a private plan, you get more than that as well.
I mean, isn't that the thing that we've been trying to point out for a while? That like you can. So technically, it doesn't work in America because of our black book system. But like technically, if you are the type of person to freak out about how much we need to still have private healthcare as a thing, you don't lose it when we have government healthcare. You just get it on top of it.
Well, that's what they have in Sweden as well. They have a kind of two-tiered system where there is publicly available healthcare that you can go to, which, from everything I read, seemed to be just as good as the private. But there's also private that you can go to, should you choose. And there is insurance you can get to cover private stuff. But if you don't have insurance, you just go to the public healthcare.
I mean, here you go.
So, like, yeah, they are not as socialist as maybe her Strawman person thinks. But there's still a good deal, like a lot of these policies that they have implemented that these guys are like, hey, that's what brought them out of the financial crisis. Even if I assume that that is correct, which she's already lied about the cause of the financial crisis, so I'm not going to assume that. But even assuming that that is correct, they are still way more socialist than even the DSA candidates are saying to be. So, fucking vote DSA. If this is your idea of moderate, then vote DSA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they also here Sweden has a high tax to GDP ratio and a very high top individual tax rate, but it also has low corporate taxes and an average individual tax burden below the mean for OECD countries. So she goes on to say how well, I'll just read the friggin' paragraph.
Sure.
I think we're almost done with the article. The stories of the other Nordic countries are similar, with the exception of Norway, which is both more capitalistic than its American reputation would suggest, and a petrostate. Didn't know that Norway was a petrostate, but sure. In general, the highly egalitarian countries of Northern Europe are not socialist, but free market capitalist countries with large safety nets underwritten by high taxes on the middle class. And so then she goes on to explain how, like, if you tax billionaires, it's not going to be enough to pay for the social safety net, even if you confiscate all their wealth immediately.
Okay.
But the thing is, there is no middle class in the United States to tax right now.
Yeah, so like what people don't seem to realize is that middle class has nothing to do with whether or not you make a certain number of dollars. Middle class has to do with at what point you are physically able to retire. And right now, people who are able to, like, if I was like middle class was you could retire at 50. That's not anybody in the U.S. Nobody does that.
Yeah, but even so, like, this is an argument to increase the size of the middle class, because the middle class can bear that tax burden, and I can say that because the Nordic countries are consistently among the happiest countries in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They are consistently ranked very high in terms of social mobility, the ability for people to, like, actually get into the middle class. So, like, yeah, you might have, like, your individual tax burden might be higher if you are middle class, but you have a better chance of becoming middle class, and you're going to be happier. You know what? I feel like that's a good trade-off.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, my guy. I don't know what retirement looks like for me. I don't know if it's even possible.
Yeah, no, I try not to think that far ahead because I got bills to pay now.
Yeah?
Puddles was in the vet today. It cost $500.
Like, I'm not even going to lie.
She's fine. It was just, like, vaccines that she was due for and shit. But, like, she was due for all of them at once.
Like, I'm not going to lie, there's a part of me that just kind of is thinking, man, when retirement age is supposed to happen and I can't, do I just get a box? Do I just get a nice cardboard box at that point?
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully my kids are making good money by then and they can support their old man.
From cradle to grave.
I've tried twice marrying someone from the Caribbean with rich family and getting their inheritance. But that keeps being stolen by evil sisters.
This sounds so Disney.
It's still wild to me that, and like, I'm saying Caribbean, it's the same island. I'm just not saying the island because that, you know, I'm trying to keep things as vague as possible, lest I'd start doxing people. But, like, it's a small fucking world sometimes. I have a type, is what I'm saying. And it is a very weirdly narrow type.
Apparently so. Apparently so.
Yeah, okay. I don't think we need to read the rest of this trash.
Nah, this is the kind of thing that you write when you're scared of losing.
This is centrist propaganda that's trying to make you think that the DSA are actually a bunch of communists who are going to institute communism as it was seen in the USSR.
Yep.
When it's like, that's not even the communism that communists today, like people that call themselves communists today, that's not what they want.
Most of them, I've seen some weird ones.
Yeah, there's weird ones in every bunch.
Yeah.
You just tell those people that just because the GOP went crazy, that doesn't mean they should get radicalized.
It doesn't mean we should get crazy.
Yeah.
They should get radicalized. They shouldn't get crazy. I think there's a difference.
Well, Mona Charon does not.
Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, you know I'm not saying that last part, Sylvie Snow, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.